Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So, in the previous classes, we have studied about inheritance, passing parameters to the base class from the derived class. Then we saw the use of keyword final. Then we saw about the interface and etc. Today, I would like to solve one board examination question which was of 2017. And I think you know that this question comes in the C section of your question paper. C section, which is of 5 marks. See, question number 10. A class product has been defined to store the details of a product sold by a wholesaler to a retailer. Define the subclass sales to compute the total amount paid by the retailer with or without the fine along with the service tax. Some of the class members of both the classes are given below. Class name, product, data members or the instance variables, name, which is storing the product's name, code, which is storing the code of the product, and the amount, which is storing the total sum. Next, we are given with the member functions. The first one, you can see the class name itself is given, so that we can make out that is the constructor. Of course, it's a parameterized constructor having string n, int c, double p, n for the name, c for the code, and p for the amount. Parameterized constructor to assign data members, name equal to n, code equal to c, and the amount equal to p. Void show, it is displaying the details of the data members. So this is about the base class. Next, we have to define the derived class. Class name is sales, data members or the instance variables. Day stores the number of days taken to pay the sale amount. Tax, to store the service tax, which is a fractional one. Total amount, to store the total amount, which is also a fractional one. Member functions or the methods of the derived class. Sales, what is this? The constructor of the derived class, and dot 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 is specified because, as we studied earlier, the derived class should accept the arguments for the base class also. So what all things are to be taken there are not mentioned. Parameterized constructor to assign the values to data members of both the classes. That is only is mentioned, that you have to do what all variables. Void compute, calculate the service tax at the rate of 12%. Then 2.5% will be the fine, calculates the fine at the rate 2.5% of the actual sale amount only if the amount paid by the retailer to the wholesaler is more than 30 days. Calculates the total amount paid by the retailer as. See, this point is applicable when the number of days are more than 30. Then next one is void show, displays the data members of the superclass and the total amount from the derived class, this total amount. Next, one point is written here, you should give more attention. Assume that the superclass product has been defined. That means the base class is already written for you. That means in the board examination, you need not write the code for the base class according to the current examination scheme. In the previous scheme, we were to write base class also as well as the derived class. But whatever schemes are coming nowadays, you need not write the code for the base class. Just assume that it is already written for you. Assume that the superclass product has been defined using the concept of inheritance. Specify the class sales, giving the details of the constructor, void compute and the void show. One more point is written there. The superclass main function and the algorithm need not be written. Okay. So that is all about the question. Let's see the program. But since we have to see the execution of the program, I have written the base class also for you because we want to see the execution. Product, which is our base class. See, product, protected data members, string name as per the question, protected int code, again the data member which is given in the base class, protected double amount which is the fractional one, the constructor as specified in the question paper, string n, int c, double p, n goes to the name, c goes to the code, amount goes to the amount takes the price. Next one is the show function from the base class, which is displaying all the three data members, name, code and the amount. Our base class is complete here. Just have a look on that. See, all the data members what I have specified in the question paper is written as it is, and I told you no need of writing this class according to the new scheme. But since we have to see the execution, I defined the base class. Okay, now let's go to the derived class, which is named as sales. This arrow mark shows that sales is the subclass of the product. See, class sales extends product. In the day, derived class had day, tax and the total amount. Derived class constructor which was just given with a dot dot. Derived class constructor has to take the values for the base class. So here we can see string nn, int cc, nn is the name of the product, cc is the code of the product, pp is the amount, and DA is the number of days which is taken to do the payment. See the next one, super NN CC PP. It is the responsibility of the derived class constructor to specify what all values are going to the base class. So we gave NN, CC and PP as the first line in the derived class constructor. Other elements, other data members, tax is 0, total amount is 0, then our constructor is over there. Next is compute function according to the question. Tax equal to amount into 12.4 because that service tax is set as 12.4%. That is why the formula is given. Total amount is equal to total amount plus tax. What is this amount? Amount is from the base class and the tax is the amount which is calculated. So we got the total amount temporarily. One more condition was set there. If the days are more than 30, then one fine of 2.5% was charged on what? On the actual amount. From the base class we got the actual amount. Its 2.5% is added along with the total amount in case the number of days are more than 30. Yes. So compute function is over. See, in the question it was written one clause. Main need not be written. That means we have to avoid the main. In old pattern, the main also was to be written. Nowadays, the questions may come for avoiding the main also or for adding the main. Give attention. If the main is to be written, that main will be carrying 1 mark. And if you don't write that particular main, you will be losing the mark. So please give attention into that. Main is carrying a mark in case it is not set not to write. Okay. Now we have to call the super show because we have to print the name of the product, code of the product and the amount from the base class. Second one is creating the object by calling the constructor of the derived class. Sales S. Sales is our derived class. Sales S is equal to new sales, product name, code of the product, price 52,000, number of days taken for the payment is 35 days. So definitely there will be 5. Okay, anyway, we have the object S. Don't forget to create the object. Next one is S dot compute. What is happening? This object S will be used to calculate the value and those values are ready to be printed and finally it is computed. We have to give a statement here. What is that? System.out.println, system.out.println, the total amount printing. Total amount is so and so. The rest of the things are already printed. The name of the product, code of the product as well as the price is printed from the show function of the base class. So when you do this one along with the comments in the program documentation, so you will get 5 marks. One thing you remember, if it is mentioned in the question, base class is not to be written, then no need of going for that. If main is not to be written, then don't waste your time by writing the main because in certain cases it may not be having any mark distribution. So I think the program is clear for you. Program is on the screen. I'm not going to run it because it is already understood. You try 2018 question and solve it then send it to me. In case of any doubts, you can ask. Thank you. Have a very nice day to everyone.